Has Joel truly died? From Tommy's sorrowful gaze, we've already received the cruel truth. The man as strong as a mountain, the one who always protected Ellie, is gone. Without Joel, will Ellie become stronger? How will she face this sudden loss? What path will she choose for revenge? Hello everyone, I'm Michael, and welcome to The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3, Breakdown. 3 months have passed, and Ellie has been recovering in the hospital, but her heart has not healed. Late at night she wakes up from nightmares, heart pounding, hands trembling. She relives that moment, the instant Joel fell, blood soaking the ground and her powerless grief. Though young, she managed to pull through, her body gradually recovering, but the wounds in her heart remained. When the therapist asked if she felt sad, she couldn't respond. Because in Joel's final moments, the last words she said to him were, "Get out." That regret had become the deepest pain in her heart. How could she ever reconcile with herself? Perhaps seeking revenge for Joel was her only answer. Returning home after recovering, everything seemed unchanged. The flowers by the door still bloomed in their lonely silence. Yet, under the porch, Joel's guitar was no longer playing. The empty house was filled with traces of him, his wooden carvings, the duck he crafted, all quietly resting in their places. On the bed, a red box lay there, containing his belongings, his watch, his pistol, the weapon he had once used to protect Ellie. Without hesitation, she picked up the gun. When Ellie opened Joel's wardrobe and saw his jacket, she could no longer hold back her emotions. In front of others, she could pretend to be strong. But here, alone, faced with his belongings, tears flooded uncontrollably. This was the moment reality settled in. She had lost her father. The one who protected her was gone. Now, she had no choice but to grow up, alone, in a merciless world. Late at night, in the silent room, Ellie was preparing her weapons, her eyes cold and determined. She would avenge Joel. But just as she was consumed by pain and hatred, Dina knocked gently on the door. She brought a box of cookies and a long-overdue apology. Dina finally revealed a secret she had been keeping. She knew who killed Joel. It was the Washington Liberation Front, WLF. The next morning, bathed in sunlight, Ellie found Tommy and pleaded for a team to avenge Joel. Though Tommy understood her rage, Jacksontown was still recovering from an infected attack. They couldn't afford to lose more people. To decide fairly, he called for a vote. The results were disappointing, 3-8. Most chose not to participate. However, the most unexpected event came from the man who had insulted Ellie at the town gathering. This time, he silently stepped forward to help her and Dinah escape, secretly providing them with supplies. And so, Ellie and Dina set off on their revenge journey. Ellie's first stop was Joel's grave. On the hillside, grass had already grown thick, the wind brushing gently over the land. She stood there, silent, her fingers tracing the cold stone. She brought Joel's favorite black coffee, placing it before his grave, letting the scent drift in the breeze. Memories surfaced, his laughter, his warnings, his guitar melodies. Perhaps at some point we all must say goodbye to those we love. But memories never die. The journey continued. 2 young survivors leaning on each other in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. It was a long road, but they had each other, talking, laughing, sharing the silence. Their bond deepened, and their feelings gradually grew warmer. Then they neared Seattle and stumbled upon a chilling sight: abandoned vehicles and massacred Seraphites. The blood was still fresh, the smell of death lingering in the air. Ellie scanned the battlefield, uneasy. Who had carried out this massacre? Who was ruthless enough to kill even young girls? In the final scene, Washington Liberation Front vehicles and soldiers marched through the city streets. Their presence foreshadowed the coming storm. What will happen in episode 4? Will Ellie and Dina confront the WLF? Will their revenge succeed? I'm Michael, and thank you for watching my video. If you like this breakdown, please subscribe and like my video. Take care, and see you next time.